Buenos días. I'm standing there is a little challenging, and now that I know what I get to see from standing there, everybody's going to see that I'm thinning out in the back. So, but it's all good. It's all part of the process. And anyhow, let me say that I'm glad to be back with New Jersey's coalition of Latino pastors and ministers. This time to talk about what's at stake for our state and our community in the 2020 census. I want to thank the Reverend for hosting us here, Iglesia de Dios Pentecostal Church. I want to thank all of the Reverend clergy, the bishops who are here from their respective denominations, and Wendy, who does such a great job. We just call her the general, and we listen to when she lines us all up as she wishes. This coalition brings together some of the most influential voices in New Jersey's Hispanic community. Faith leaders like Reverend Raul Ruiz, Reverend Torres, the dozens of pastors here today, and organizers like Wendy Martinez and volunteers of all sorts. Gracias por su compromiso y su esfuerzo para garantizar nuestra igualdad de derechos, justicia económica y nuestras familias hispanas a través de New Jersey. For Latino families across New Jersey, our pastors and ministers are not only spiritual leaders, but community leaders, information leaders, trust leaders. And when it comes to the 2020 census, having our Hispanic faith leaders exercise that influence has never mattered more. Necesitamos que cada latino en New Jersey sea contado, sin importar dónde vive, de dónde vienen, cómo lucen o cuál es su estatus. Every 10 years, the United States Constitution requires an accurate count of all persons, I underline that, all persons living in the United States, regardless of their citizenship status or nation of origin. This population data defines the next decade in so many consequential ways. Y esto no pudiera ser más importante para nuestra comunidad en este momento, ser contado. My friends, when it comes to the census, it's no exaggeration to say that if you don't get counted, you literally do not count. Si no somos contados en el census de este año, nuestras comunidades no recibirán las ayudas económicas necesarias durante la próxima década. Y nuestros colegas en el gobierno, los concejales de Newark, Quintana, Ramos, los hermanos, el clerk del condado de Hudson, todos reconocemos en el gobierno la parte importante del censo en el sentido de recursos que fluyan a nuestras ciudades y comunidades para responder a las necesidades del pueblo. Your voice in our democracy will go unheard because census data determines how congressional districts are drawn, how many seats there are, and how strong New Jersey's leverage is in the federal government. Census data is also going to determine legislative districts here in Trenton. We just saw a big battle on driver's licenses, what that legislative district looks like, freeholder districts in the county, municipal districts in the city. The census in the political context is about representation for us and how we are counted towards that representation. It also is about money. Your community will go unfunded or underfunded because census data determines nearly $675 billion in federal grants, loans, direct payments, and other programs divided between the states. Nearly $23 billion for New Jersey alone, and we'd like to see that number grow. But to see that number grow, virtually every formula for housing, for healthcare, for education, you name it, is in part driven by population figures. And census data also influences how local governments make important decisions that affect Latino families every day, like where to hire more teachers or build new hospitals. Census data also drives incredible private sector decisions about where to make investments, where to put the new distribution center, where to put the new technology center. Census data helps the private sector make decisions that can also inure to our benefit. As New Jersey's senior senator, you can always count on me to fight for every federal dollar our community deserves. But this year, I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. Todos los años ustedes pueden contar conmigo para luchar para los beneficios para nuestras comunidades, para nuestras familias, para la salud, educación, crecimiento económico. Pero este año, tengo que contar con ustedes. Porque si no estamos contados, no vamos a recibir los beneficios necesarios. Because when we have accurate census data, we can win more federal dollars. And when we win more federal dollars, we can make a difference in our communities. Consider last November, when I announced a federal grant of over $700,000 for the Newark Housing Authority to expand affordable housing opportunities for people with disabilities, so that more of our most vulnerable New Jerseyans can have a safe place to call home. Or take the city of Perth Amboy's recent community development block grants of over $500,000. Over the years, CDBG grants have helped revitalize Perth Amboy's waterfront district and provided more recreational opportunities for children, even the creation of a new museum. These dollars not only improve the lives of everyday New Jerseyans, they often save lives too. Consider the $2.9 million grant I secured last year to support maternal and child health services across New Jersey. At a time when Latinas and other women of color are still more likely to die from complications in childbirth than their white counterparts, this money helps us improve prenatal care. And back in September, we announced a federal SAFER grant of over $4.3 million to help Atlantic City recruit more firefighters and purchase new equipment. That's money that goes to saving lives, saving homes, saving communities from deadly fires. Por lo tanto, si nos preocupa la inversión en educación, en la creación de oportunidades económicas en nuestra comunidad, puede tener mayor acceso a la salud, todos necesitamos ser contados en el próximo census. Counting every person in America is always a tall order. But we face even greater challenges this year because the Trump administration has done a lot to undermine the U.S. Census and turn it into an instrument of fear. Fortunately, our community, our Latino community, has fought back every step of the way. When the Trump administration attempted to insert an unconstitutional citizenship question into the 2020 census, we challenged it in the courts, and we ultimately prevailed. The census is not about citizenship, it's about how many people there are in the United States. Les repito, el cuestionario del census no se le preguntará a las personas si son ciudadanos o no. Eso no importa para el propósito del census. No es parte de la ley. Nadie te lo puede preguntar. Y aunque hubo esfuerzos por la administración del presidente Trump de tratar de incluir tal pregunta, fuimos a la corte y ganamos. Así que nadie debe tener temor de ser contado. Y más aún, es en contra de la ley, que el Buró del Censo publica o comparte su información personal, es de cualquiera, ciudadano, residente, no ciudadano, no importa. El censo no puede compartir su información personal con cualquier otra entidad, o sea público o privado. And when the president's budget attempted to slash funding for the Census Bureau, I successfully fought back and helped pass a budget agreement that included over $1 billion more than the president requested. I know that the president's mass deportation policies have created a culture of fear. I know that some immigrant families may still be hesitant to participate in a government survey. Pero por encima de todo, los latinos no podemos permitirnos ser víctimas del miedo. No podemos tener miedo. Tenemos derechos y tenemos que actualmente realizar esos derechos. We cannot afford to have our seat at the table taken away. We cannot afford to have our early childhood education programs underfunded, or our health care dollars be taken away, or Medicare, or Medicaid, or affordable housing programs slashed. So we have to reject the politics of fear. We must stand up and say, we will be counted. Eso es lo que nos enseña nuestra fe. No podemos sucumbir ante el miedo. So to Latinos across New Jersey, I say this. No dejes ser No tenga temor, no tenga temor. La ley te protege, tus servidores te protegen. Estos líderes de fe están poniendo la fe que tienen ustedes en sus líderes de fe a cuenta, decir, deben ser contados. Don't let your families get counted out. Don't let your communities get counted out. New Jersey needs, this is where I want to close, to recruit more than 50,000 applicants by the end of January and ultimately hire over 15,800 census workers. Es decir, que quienes necesitan un trabajo pueden aplicar en el Buró del Census para trabajar durante este año contando a personas en sus comunidades. Hace falta más de 15,000 personas para ser parte del conteo del censo. You can help make sure every New Jerseyan gets counted, that every Latino gets represented, that every voter gets counted, that every community gets funded. Here's the bottom line. If we Latinos do not fight for our seat at the table, then we will be the ones who end up on the menu. Levantémonos, participamos en el censo si seamos contados. No nos dejemos vencer por el miedo. Muchas gracias y que Dios los bendiga.